So I'm over here on Route 177, and I'm pretty sure I spotted out of the corner of my eye a poor fallen individual. I'm not sure how long they've been there, but I'm gonna go take a closer look, if that's alright with you. Over. Alright, copy that. I don't have any supplies in my pack right now, so I will probably be needing some assistance to escort them out of the woods. Do you think you can give me a hand with that? Over. Alright, copy that. Well, I'm gonna go take a closer look, and I will let you know what I see. Over. Even worse than I suspected. Hey, so I've located that individual, and they have a decent amount of debris all over them. And I would estimate they've been here at least a day and a half, maybe 40 hours at max. How did you get to be this way? Copy that. I am not quite confident that they are in a state of rousable consciousness, but I'm gonna try my best to get some eye movement out of them so we can confirm the state of things. Over. So it does not appear to have any effect on them when I am creating some pretty loud audio stimuli on either side of the head. Over. Copy that. I will do a brief physical examination and let you know any important findings. Over. What in the world has happened to you? Should sanitize before I forget. Let's see. Looks like there's some cuts up here on the left temple. That one's pretty bad. And some lesions over here on the right arm. Good. Oh, wow. Oh, gosh, that left leg is really not looking good. Man, I'm probably gonna need some backup for this one. Alright, call back into the station. Hey there, it's me again. So I did a brief examination, and there does appear to be some decent-sized cuts on the left temple and also on the right arm. The left femur is in a pretty sorry state, and I'm fairly confident that I am going to end up needing some backup out here to carry this poor individual out of the woods, quite literally. Do you think that's something you'd be able to give me a hand with in a couple minutes, maybe 30 or so? I'm not sure if I want to leave them out here any longer in this condition. Over. If you can hear me, just stay put, okay? Got a very qualified team of people working today, so it won't be long before we've got you in better spirits and better condition. I don't think much could be worse than this. Can you say that again? Your connection cut out for a sec. Over. Alright. Yeah, I think we can stay put for the next 5 to 10 minutes while we wait for you. But try not to take too long. These mosquitoes are eating me alive today. Over. If I'm gonna have to be staying put, I really feel like I should try to get this person awake. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me at all? My name is Cherie, and I am a forest ranger here in the parks. I'm not sure if you can hear me right now or if you can understand what I'm saying, but we have found you in not the greatest condition on the side here of Route 177, and you're gonna need to be evacuated to our lodge for the night. The sun is starting to set, and I don't think we can leave you out here any longer, so we're gonna need to evacuate you to our lodge, and from there tomorrow you'll be airlifted to the hospital where you can get some more serious care. Again, I'm not sure if you can hear me right now, but in the event that any of this is making it through, I just want you to know you're in good hands and not to worry. I'm sure it's been fairly frightening to be out here all by yourself. There's a lot of strange noises, and there's a lot of animals in this area of the woods, especially bears. So I hope that you are feeling a little bit better to see a human face and what I hope to become a familiar and friendly one. Oh. Yes, I'm here. What is it? Over. Okay. Yeah, it looks like I'm losing them a little bit, so the faster you get here, the better. Over. It's okay to close your eyes if you need to. I know you're trying to come to consciousness, but
it's okay if you want to just close your eyes and try to rest. We'll have you to our lodge in no time, so please just surrender to the process, because it's gonna be a little bit of an uncomfortable journey for you, I think. So just hang in there and we'll get you there as fast as possible, okay? Oh, that's them now. Let me get myself all packed up.
I think I heard you coming. Was that you? Alright, we are down on latitude 48 off of Route 177. Yep, we're by the giant oak tree down at the bottom of the hill, so come find us when you can, alright? Yeah, they are in and out of consciousness, so just go as fast as you can, alright? Alright, over.
That is our cue. And we are out of here. Come on. Let's get you roused up. You can do it. I know you can. Alright. I'm gonna carry you as far as I can. We will meet up with my lovely assistants and get you the rest of the way there. Alright. Alright. Come on up with me. Alright, here we go. Stay with me now. There you are. All right.
Hey there, I have the passenger here with me, and we are headed up to the lodge. Should be there in about 25 minutes. Hopefully getting there before the sun sets. Over.
You know, I'm not the best driver, but certainly not the worst either. Feel free to just close your eyes and we'll get there when we get there. Hang in there. It's a little bit of a bumpy drive, but we'll get there when we get there. Let's see if we can get some music. Oh, I love this song. Honey, darling, what are you thinking? Something about the day, the crashing of the waves. It's a hard life you're thinking We are here. Still sleeping, I see. Well, let's try and get you inside. Okay. What a long day it's been. Hey, Lacey. Can you remind me what was the name of the hospital that we are sending this patient off to? That's right. No, it hasn't been too busy other than that today. I'm just writing the report, and I wanted to make sure that I had all of the information correct. Yeah, did you confirm the birthday? Really? They were telling the truth, huh? And no, I definitely thought they were lying about at least a few years. So. No, it looks like they're still sleeping right now. Staying typewriter. Can you tell Michael to oil up the O key? It looks like it's sticking again. Same with the S. Sometimes it's having some problems. This whole system really needs an overhaul. It's been way too long that we've been going the analog route.
you're telling me. I feel like that's more your department stuff. Mm-hmm. Sure. Alright, well, going to try and get this all sorted out before the end of the evening. I'm not sure how long I'll be staying in for, but I want to make sure that this poor friend is taken care of and that their wounds have been fully tended to. We were only able to really do a slight emergency triage on them when we found them, but there was some cuts that were pretty bad. Yeah, they left me behind to deal with the mess, as they always do. So my writer is getting jammed again. Lazy, I gotta go. Alright, I'll talk to you soon. Take care and have a great night, alright? Stay safe out there and send my best to you know who. That's the one. Alright. Bye-bye. Let's see if I can fix this. A moment ago, it's causing problems. Of course. Wow. Look who's finally awake. How are you feeling? Yeah. I would suspect so. You took quite a tumble down there. You know, you went unconscious again before we were able to figure out exactly what happened out there. Would you mind telling me again? I was actually just in the middle of filling out your report. We were unfortunately able to reach the hospital, but unable to secure you a room for tonight. Apologies, it's been a long day. You're going to be staying here at the lodge, and I am to watch over you, even though I was supposed to leave a few hours ago at 8, but nothing to worry about. I am more than happy to make sure that you get fully taken care of while you're here with us, at least as best of care as we can provide you with the limited tools that we have. I took the liberty of putting some things aside to dress your wounds a bit. We were, like I said, able to put some temporary bandages on, but with you being in the condition that you are, we wanted to make sure we were being very cautious and treating things with the utmost care. So, henceforth, why you are still in the state that you're in at the moment, but let's go ahead and try and get you cleaned up a little bit. Just going to sanitize my hands. So, before you took your fall down, is there anything that you remember experiencing in the moments leading up? Any sudden onset symptoms? Just anything that we can pass along to the hospital so that they can accurately diagnose you as soon as possible. You, of course, have your surface level injuries, but I would hate to think that something worse was the cause of this. Just gonna do some very, very minor sanitizing really quickly for you. Just try and hold nice and still. I will admit this isn't typically part of my job description, but like I said, I want to make sure that you're getting taken care of. When I found you out there, I was pretty surprised at the state that you were in all by yourself. Do you typically go out alone? Do you share your location with anyone or have any trusted loved ones that know where you're going? I see. Well, if I may humbly make a suggestion to you, I do think that letting people know when and where you'll be going could potentially prove very helpful and also reassuring to them should something like this happen again. I'm sure that you weren't expecting to end up in the state that you're in right now, but that's, I guess, part of my point is you can never truly predict for these things, so it's always good to pre-prepare and just be a little bit, cautious in the right ways. Hopefully that makes sense. Go ahead and just hold nice and still. Just tapping some of these surface ones. You think I might need a slightly bigger cotton ball, which I have to admit we are running quite low on, but that's okay. We have plenty enough for you yet. And this is just some hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, hold nice and still. So, what were you originally headed out into the area to go see anything in particular? Oh, yes, that's a very popular attraction for the tourists. You said you weren't a local. Am I correct? It's not too uncommon for non-locals to go the route that you were. Like I said, where you were originally headed is a very popular tourist destination, but the spot that I found you in is pretty far away from that site. I'm not sure if you're aware, and you say, did you ever end up making it there in the first place, or did you get a little lost along the way? Well, that was your first and largest mistake, was going off of the beaten trail. That is something, in these parts at least, we never advise for hikers to do, and alone or not, there's no guarantee that someone will come across you. It's almost lucky, come to think of it, that you fell in the way that you did. Because had you stayed all the way up on the top of the mountain, you might have been in one of our reserved areas that does get checked up on from time to time, but sometimes when things are busy and we're unfortunately a bit understaffed, like we are right now, everyone is at the moment. Well, I've got to be real, and I don't mean to sound grim or bleak, but had you stayed up there, well, let's just say help may have not had been on the way as quickly. And in the condition that you were in, I'm not sure if you would have made it in all of the pieces that you were able to keep intact. You know, infection spreads fairly quickly with a lack of an antiseptic, so that's why I want to make sure that I clean you off as best as I can before we get you sent off to the hospital tomorrow. They're actually going to be flying in to come get you. You're gonna get the royal treatment, which I hope that you've got decent insurance, but I will let you figure that out. But yeah, I just don't want any of that bacteria to sit any longer on these wounds and the surfaces surrounding them, so just dabbing and getting you all cleaned up. Going to apply some antiseptic ointment on your skin, just in some of these major problem areas. just hold nice and still for me. Yeah, there's plenty in here, enough to go around. I think just a little more down here. Okay. I did notice that you've got a fragment of something that almost looks like a piece of wood, or, well, it's a bit hard to tell, but try and grab that from you. It's smaller than I thought. I should definitely disinfect these. I'm sure you are feeling a bit drowsy after all of your events today. I see. Well, the bed that we have you staying in at the moment is fairly comfortable, as I'm sure you can tell. You're laying in it, so. Just getting a little bandage for you. Don't want to leave your wounds exposed to the open air, although I will recommend for you, I'm sure the hospital will also help you with this, but I would recommend for you to give your wound some air from time to time. Moisture has a tendency to also help with bacteria growth, so some air can be a necessary remedy for mitigating that. Oh, well, isn't that lovely? Looks like one of the sanitizing pads came off with the wrapper, but not to fret, not to fret. Do my best to keep things as sanitary as possible. Go ahead and hold still one more time for me, if you would. I think that will do just nicely for now. And we'll make sure to get you something a bit more serious tomorrow at the hospital. Well, since I have you awake, I'm going to do some additional intake questions that I have been needing to go over with you, but you've been in and out of consciousness for a bit as you've been recovering. So if now feels like a good time, I'll go dispose of these, and then when I return, we can get some final information from you before we get you, ready for a much needed night of rest, I'm sure. Give me a moment and I will be right back. I apologize for feeling the need to say this, but as I'm sure you're aware, there is a bit of a smell lingering from, I'm sure, what was a very long journey on your behalf, but I did notice when I left the room that the smell is starting to travel into our space, so that is what the air freshener is for. Don't worry, I'm sure tomorrow when you go in, they will get you all cleaned up and back to what I hope is your normal state of hygiene. So, about those questions. I am just gonna go nice and slow because, again, we're still not quite sure of the true extent of your injuries, so I want to take it easy on your brain and your body, of course. We've got your name, we've got your date of birth, which we were able to confirm with the hospital. I've got kind of a brief summary of what happened, but again, I'm still not quite sure exactly where you're from or, just the extent of your history and how you got here. So let's again start from the beginning. You came to visit the tourist attraction, and along the way you just kind kind of decided to take the scenic route. And by scenic, I of course mean the road traveled by none. There's a reason there is not a clear path, because there's not a path at all. All the while, when you were walking that way, did you ever stop to think to yourself, this might not be quite right? I'm just curious if that ever crossed your mind. Not quite, huh? You know, I would love to know how your head is feeling currently. I couldn't help but notice that as you were kind of dozing in and out of being present and conscious with me, you would continue to raise your hand to a specific spot on your head that doesn't look like it has any superficial bruising or cuts, but it seemed like you were still experiencing some sort of pain there. Is that happening now? Okay, well, that's good at least. That's one positive thing that we can check off. Yeah, it was very strange. Still not quite sure what to make of it, but as long as it's not causing you any current suffering, then I suppose we needn't worry about it for now. Do you have and I just ask this because we don't want to be met with any surprises. Do you have any trouble with the law? You know, anything that you're needing to run from? Oh, I didn't mean to offend. Sure, I'm simply just, again, trying to cover all of our bases and that of the hospital that we're going to send you to. We work pretty closely alongside each other in these cases especially, and we won't necessarily be held accountable, but, well, it wouldn't be as great if we didn't do our initial diligence in research to find out if and when the people that we are recommending over, sometimes and mostly out of necessity, but nonetheless recommending over, turn out to be violent or, well, I don't know if there's anything worse than that, but yeah, just wanted to make sure. So not running from the law. Have you been in this area before? Is this your first time? Interesting. Okay. Do you have any family medical history or anything that you think might apply to this? Anything we should know about? Alright. That's okay. Oh. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm sure that must have been very hard for you. How old were you when that took place, if you don't mind me asking? Those are quite formative years, aren't they? Yeah, well, if I can offer any advice, it would be to try to drink as much water as you can. And, follow your body's signals. Eat when you're hungry, drink when you're thirsty, when you're eating. If you can help it, try to get healthier ingredients in your diet more often than not, but there's an aspect to some of those conditions, especially the genetic ones, like what we were just discussing a little bit about. Like what we were just discussing a little bit ago. But there's, of course, an aspect of those that is a bit more controllable, and that's where some of those better decisions can come in and make all of the difference. So, yeah. Me? Oh, I've been, working for the parks for, oh gosh, I think going on 11 years now. I'll be getting into my 12th in a few months. That's right. You can guess. Well, at the moment I am 26, but in a little less than a month, well, actually, what's the day today? It will be a month and 1 day away from today that I celebrate my 27th birthday. So I've been doing this job since I was 15. And yeah, I'm not really sure what made me want to get into it other than just loving being outside, really, all the time, and trying to find any and all ways to make that happen while still being able to maintain a normal lifestyle, have a job, make some money. It sure is. It's a dream come true, and it really is a shame that we're losing a lot of our funding right now. Yeah, it's been hard. It's been hard to see off a lot of my coworkers who weren't quite ready to leave yet. Who knows what will happen to the land as well, but I'm hopeful. I have to be. It's the only way for me to move forward, so I'm hopeful. I think that there will always be people like me out there who care about the wildlife, about the trees. Oh, I appreciate that, but I don't think that it means anything special. In fact, I feel like, in my humble opinion, it should be the golden standard and something that most everyone can agree on. So, again, that's just my take on things. Are you feeling tired at all? Your eyes are starting to look a bit more heavy than they were a moment ago. I know myself, I am looking forward to resting. I'll just say that much. Yeah. It's been a long day. It's been an even longer year. But it was nice to be able to help you. I feel a lot better knowing that you're in here tonight and not out there. Yeah, the bears have been acting really strange lately in this area. Been getting a lot of complaints about weird noises late at night. Almost similar, people have said, to human grunts. I'm not sure what to make of it, and I haven't personally heard anything, but it is mating season for the bears right now, so I'm not sure if people are aware of that, and I don't think that would make a difference in how comfortable the thoughts would be, so I won't be the first to mention it, but I do know that's happening right now. So anyway, it's good that you were not out in the woods at night tonight, because who knows who could have come across you. It could have been a female bear, or worse, a male. Unless the mother's with her cubs, then all ferocity is present, trust me. You do not want to be around a mama grizzly bear. I should know. I'll save that story for another time, though, when you're not so obviously exhausted. And I do feel you on that front. So I will start returning my focus back to the task that I need to complete, which is finishing your paperwork. I apologize if the typewriter is a bit distracting to you, but for some reason, we just have an affinity here at the lodge for doing things the old school way, and the first thing that comes to mind on that list is our paperwork system. We're still doing the old filing cabinet with hand-typed documents detailing everyone that we have picked up and found along the way, and then, more often than not, referred over to the lovely hospital that you will be spending some time at. So, it's kind of fun. There's an aspect of the experience that's very tactile, very demanding of precision and presence, so I like it. It helps me ground myself in after running around in the parks all day and, yeah, getting beat up by the sun, really. That's why I'm always wearing a long sleeve, even in the middle of the summer. I really try to keep myself covered. I hope that you're able to get yourself some sleep, get some good rest. I'll talk to you tomorrow, I guess, in the morning. If you need anything, you can always ask, but tomorrow morning, I think, will probably be the best for both of us. I'm getting a bit exhausted myself. There are tissues here if you need to dab your wound or anything. I will leave the antiseptic spray nearby, and I hope you have a good night's rest. Yeah, the hospital should be here to pick you up at around 8:30 in the morning, so do try to get to sleep because it is already pretty late, so you want to get some good rest. You'll have a long day. You too.